Hey, so fucking drunk, back again at Kitchen of Dreams. Yeah, an attempt of Dark Lager review. And it's a revisit for me. And if you can tell, I don't normally wear hats in my videos, but you can see that there. It's the Czech Republic. Oh, let me go that way. Prague. I was there in June this year, and I had a few pints of this. And it is the Budvar Dark Lager. 4.7 on a Richter scale. This is one I didn't pick up in Prague. I didn't pick it up in Prague. I picked it up in Home Bargains. Just thought I'd wear a hat. Cool wee hat, eh? You get them in all the souvenir shops over there. I bought 3 of them. Not 3 different ones, right enough, but quite liked them. Bought them before I was in Prague. It was 20 years. Well, I was there in June this year, but that was the last time I was there was 20 years ago. And the guy I was with me 20 years ago, him and his brother, and it was a brilliant trip. So here we have the bottle crown of the Budvar Dark Lager. So let's get it, the culprit in the glass, see what it's all about. Done the usual Czech thing, cold water rinse for the glass. That's what you do everywhere you go. There'll be loads of guys out there watching this video. Get that hat off. Or maybe you should keep it on, eh? Get the hat off anyway. Let's get out there. Always looks like a stout, the Dark Lager, doesn't it? Always does. Like sort of like ruby colour to it. It's picking up there. Always just, it does look like a stout. I remember the first time I went there 20 years ago, I knew jack shit about beer. But then again, I hear you all shouting at the screen just now, so fucking drunk, you know jack shit about beer. That may be true, but I've drank a lot of it. Well, I thought that was a stout. I did. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and start hitting you with all the technical things about dark lagers, right? I didn't know it was a dark lager. 20 years ago, half the Western world didn't know it was a dark lager. Everybody in the East, Czech Republic, knew it was a dark lager. And then all your beer snobs would know. All these guys, it's 20 years ago I knew it was. Bollocks. You didn't know it. You stayed in the UK, you didn't know it. Very, very hard to get these kind of things. I remember I got a bottle of it, I reviewed it, and it was out of date. Because I got it in a bottle shop, and it probably, by the time it got through here, took forever. But I'm off on all of this shit now, that's not what you're here to hear. So let's get in for the nose of the Budvar Dark Lager, 4.7 on a Richter scale. Nice sort of like chocolatey note to it. You don't pick up the lager nose at all. You don't. I know you get it in the taste buds because I did have a few pints of this, a few pints of Staropramen one as well when I was in Prague. But it's all about the taste. So anyway, so fucking drunk drinking Budvar Dark Lager, 4.7 on a Richter scale. I can't remember what cheers is in Czech. Hold a minute. Alexa, what's cheers in Czech? Alexa, what is cheers in the Czech language? I found out what it is, Alexa. Dumb fuck. I changed it in a man's voice and he's dumber than a woman. Nastravi. Slanjiva. Oh, yeah. Getting a lager tinge now. Get that sort of lagery happening to it. Still get that sort of mind assault. You're expecting a sort of stout, but you're not getting the stout, but you're getting the mind fuck and the mind feck even. Lager looks rather majestic, you've got to admit that. Nice and cold, the way a lager should be. Dark lager, I don't know what the whole idea behind the dark lager is that to, in these countries, like you get the sort of darker beers, and maybe it's, I don't know, I'm just waffling all the shit now, to be honest with you. I don't know what the whole concept of a dark lager is. I know they've put different things in it, it goes differently into the normal bog standard lagers, because the Czech lagers they're very, very good, but they taste nice and light, refreshing. The dark lager's got a sort of, for 4.7, it's got a sort of heavier taste to it than what the actual golden lagers are. Call them golden lagers, dark lagers. As I said, I was in Prague, brilliant city. If you've ever been, you'll know what I'm talking about. The beer's superb. Everywhere you go, every beer, well, that's what they say, every beer's good in Prague. No, it wasn't. There was a few places myself and my pal went to in the city centre, and beer wasn't that great, got to admit that, but some of the places we did go to, the beer was top notch. Beer was absolutely outstanding. Best thing for you to do, the only thing I could recommend that you do if you ever went to Prague, is just stay away from the touristy traps. I know, like around Wenceslas Square and all these places, you go round about these places, but try and stick to a Czech pub, a pub where the locals will use, and that's where you're going to get a great beer. We found one, I done a little bit of research when we were staying at the bottom end of Wenceslas Square, and our hotel was called Hotel Friday. If you want to Google that, find out what it is for the logistics. It's actually quite a nice hotel, staff are really friendly. We just walked along, Wenceslas Square was about 50 yards away from our hotel. We basically walked along Wenceslas Square. As you're walking up Wenceslas Square, it's just a big long street. It's not a square for a start off, just a big long street. Walk up, it was the first turning on the right, and you walk down there and there's two pubs. We were in them quite a few times. One of them was called Lokal, Lokal, which was really good. And there was a little pub beside it that I discovered on a video on YouTube before I went out, and it was this American guy had put it on, and he said about if you want to drink with the locals, and believe me, these guys were all cavemen. It was a fantastic wee pub. You walked in, the barman threw the beer at you, no English whatsoever, you just pointed, you paid your money, and you know what, we went back, I think we were in it 2 or 3 times. We went back into it, and the wee guy smiled when he saw you. You did, but the first time we went around, we had the Eastern Bloc poker face on, and it was brilliant. I've got to admit, I really enjoyed it. I can't remember what it's called, but if you walk up Wenceslas Square, it's the first turning on the right, and you walk along, there's a pub called Lokal, Lokal, as I said. There is loads of them. Lokal is a chain in Prague, but this little pub was only about 10-15 feet away from it, the same side of the road, and it was brilliant. It was just like a throwback to communist Czechoslovakia. That's what I'm going to say. The locals in it, we were the only 2 people in it who could speak English. It was a great wee pub, I've got to admit that, a great wee pub. So anyway, enough about that shite. Well, back to the Budvar. Have I enjoyed it? The last time I tried it, it's a lot different than draft. It's more of a heavier hitter on draft. This in the bottle, it's a lot lighter in the bottle. It has got that lagery glide over the tongue. On the eyes and the head, you start to think about it's going to be a stout. It's going to taste a lot heavier than what it is. It is a great beer. It's something you should try. And if you ever go to Czech Republic, try the dark lager. You get that one. Staropramen is very, very they're widely available. I'm not a fan of Staropramen in the UK because it's brewed outside Czech Republic in its own country. It's a fantastic lager. Even the dark lager was worth a go as well. the Budvar as well. These beers are fantastic beers on their home soil. I don't know if this is brewed straight from the source. I wouldn't think so. Imported by Budvar. Well, yeah, it will be. This is brewed in its in its own backyard. Brewed and bottled by Budvar in Czech Republic. There you go. Says it on the back. I picked this up in Home Bargains of all places. Great wee lager. So anyway, what am I going to give the Budvar Dark Lager? 4.7 on a Richter scale. I'm going to give that a Sofa King drunk rating of, I'm going to give that a 7.5 out of 10. Yep, 7.5 out of 10 for the Dark Lager. So anyway, if you've had Budvar Dark, you liked it, you didn't like it, you know the script, drop a line below. And if you have been in Prague and you didn't do a Prague Stevie, that's another story I'll maybe tell you about one day. That was 20 years ago. Prague Stevie, the guy has never lived it down. Drop a line below, and if you know who Prague Stevie is, drop a line down below. Slanjiva, keep drinking the good Czech beers out there. Ciao for now.